Welcome into the Toyota Winners Lounge. That's a playoff overtime Winners Lounge powered by your Front Range Toyota dealerships. DNVR Avalanche podcast as the Avs win 4-3 in Game 1 of Round 2 over Dallas in a banger.
Was it?
For the Avs, I would say that qualifies as a banger. For Dallas, you could make an argument that it might have been a disaster.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
Just
good.
go ahead.
60-second rundown. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
That's 30 seconds. That's all I need.
Yeah. The Rudo special, 30 seconds.
First period did not go well for Colorado. They give the first goal of the game at 5-on-5 on a not particularly special shot from outside. Georgiev screened, never sees it. It's in his net. The Avs, I don't think, played that badly. You could see some rust with the skill level, but I thought the effort level was there. They just couldn't generate a ton. And then some stupid penalties cost them badly, particularly from Mikko Rantanen. They give up a 5-on-3 to Dallas even. They do, of course, convert on that one. A deflected puck off a Makar stick. What are you going to do? And then another deflection off of Jamie Benn's hip that goes in to make it a 3-0 game after one. And the rest of the game was pretty much all Avs, at least in regulation. They get 2 goals back in the second period. Mostly Cale Makar's doing, though Val Nichushkin does score one of them. Nathan McKinnon gets them tied early in the third. The Avs really dominate that 40 minutes of the game. You go into overtime. It's Georgiev, who might have been the Avs' best player in overtime. And Miles Wood turns on the Jets and puts one past Ottinger to win the Avs the game about 8 minutes into overtime. Rewind it back.
Pretty fun, meaningful hockey.
It was a blast. I'm exhausted already, but it was a blast. Rewind it back to that first period. I know AJ's take on this is similar to mine, so I want to get Eric's take first. What do you make of that first period? Mostly rust. You can live with it. Not that bad. Really bad. Where are you at?
Well, if you go back to what we talked about on the 3 keys before the game, was no freebies, right? Mm-hmm. So I qualify, like Mikko's penalty, that's a freebie.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like and next thing you know, it's a 5-on-3, and then you can't go in there the first 10 minutes when you haven't played in a week, and the other team just had an emotional Game 7 win. You knew the first half, 10, 12 minutes, you had to weather the storm. They didn't. You know what I mean? But again, is that a recipe for, to fall down 3-0? It's not. But I do believe that it wasn't that bad of a period. I always look like the bad guy. Like, it's 3 periods, especially in the first. They give up nothing. They're down 3-0. So, the Avs played unbelievable the last 6 hockey games, playoff hockey against good opponents, and they're giving up nothing. Again, in overtime, we're talking about the first period, but I just felt that the Avs were a little rusty. The Avs it just didn't go their way because they gave some freebies, and if it's next thing you know, you're shorthanded and you're 5-on-3, and other than that, it was fine, except the scoreboard, but
obviously.
It's a veteran. It's a veteran group that don't get rattled. Now, if you go back, the play of the first period is in the last few seconds, and it's just a ham sandwich, and Manson makes an unbelievable save on the goal line.
For sure.
And that's, for me, it goes down 4-0. Captain Obvious here,
Game's probably
3-0. It's fine. It ends up going to 3-3 and going to overtime, so make it 4-0. Technically, you could have lost 4-3, right? I'm not saying you would have, but I'm saying we'll never know.
4's a lot harder than 3.
But 4 is a lot harder than 3. And it's 4-on-11 at the time, or 4-on-10, and it's like, oh, my God.
We've talked about it. The 3-2 game in the old NHL has become the 4-3 game.
It is a 4-3
So giving
game.
up that 4th goal, awfully important.
It's a tough one. So, so they get out of there by, wow, we just got shit kick on the scoreboard, 3-0.
Yeah.
Wow, we got a big play from Josh Manson there, in the last few seconds. And then B, let's regroup, let's go back, and they just went and kicked ass after that, in the second, third period.
It really is like, does Dallas do anything in this game?
Not after the first. In overtime. In overtime,
they had
that's
chances,
fair.
yeah.
But the Avs, hand them this 3-0 lead. You know, the first one, Suter, your goalie has to stop that. I'm sorry, give me a break. Josh Morrissey scored 3 of those in the first in round 1. Now Ryan Suter's got it. We've talked for 2 years about Georgiev's inability to track pucks from the point. It's very frustrating. It's annoying that you just have to accept that this low danger goal is going to continue to go in on this guy because he's not fighting through traffic. He's doing whatever. He makes himself so tiny. It's tough. It's tough when that's one of the goals that you are consistently giving up.
Look, we will give Georgiev some flowers later in
Absolutely.
the show.
We'll get in there.
Oh, yeah.
But a goalie's job is to fight through screens and find pucks.
Right.
You can't get beat by a screen every time. You can't just say, "Oh, he just didn't see it." Sometimes you have to find it.
Yeah, and then we've talked. You know, the second goal is a little face-off play. It goes off Makar's stick and ramps up over his shoulder. And
What are you gonna do?
It's tough. Eric can roll his eyes all he wants, but I'm just never going to be mad at a goaltender for that.
No. I was.
And then the third.
No, I didn't say I was. I didn't say it's a bad goal. I'm not rolling my eyes.
The
and saying
third goal is
he's the unluckiest goalie ever.
In a perfect world, maybe Georgiev gets his glove out and catches it before it hits Ben or whatever. But
Yeah.
that's a plinkoing puck in the front area, like whatever.
Some of that
I'm
stuff.
with you.
Like
I'm saying the same thing as you.
yeah, that third goal it's like it is fair to wonder how come that goal's not happening to Jeremy Swayman or Igor Shesterkin.
That's it.
The Hurricanes had 60 shots on goal.
Yeah.
Just under 60 shots on goal. Not one of them took a weird bounce on him. And sometimes that's just hockey. Sometimes the answer is, yeah, it just didn't happen to him. So for it to happen with Georgiev and
I love it.
too frequently, it snowballs where the one weird goal will turn into 2 or turn into 3, and you're just kind of like, okay, well, and we're always parsing blame.
Yeah. And
Where
it's on everybody.
Yeah, because you're like,
yeah.
you know what? I don't care if the puck plays plinko. You're in a over a minute and a half of 5-on-3. Like you put yourself in a horrible position, and then everything after that goal.
Yep.
Josh Manson makes the save of the game.
Yep.
And then literally the start of the second period, the Avs just woof for the next 2 periods.
The rust fell off and it was over.
Yeah, and Dallas was like, "Oh, this is different," and the Stars fell asleep until overtime.
Yeah.
And then you got a good classic hockey result of the team is dominating and Georgiev gives them a big
down
save.
the other way and it's over.
They get one opportunity the other way and your game is over. And it's like, golly.
Well, because you go in that locker room, and I'll tell you what Dallas said, right? I mean, again, Captain Obvious over here, but hey, guys, we haven't played a great game. We haven't generated shit. We are in this thing. It's 3-3. Let's forget about being up or down 3-3. It's the playoffs. Live in the moment. Right now, we're going to overtime. We're at home. We're playing a good team, and it's game 1, and we have a chance to be up 1-0. We don't want to do like last series, go down 2-0, and right? Again, so it's very easy to say, let's get at them. Let's not give them so much respect. Let's go after them. We haven't gone after them tonight. And they came out like gangbusters in the third. And yeah, I agree. Georgiev gets his flowers right there. He had to make a couple saves. He makes the couple saves. It's awesome. Ottinger had to make 1 save. He doesn't make it. I mean,
One
again.
save. One
save. He didn't make it. You're going to say, well, it's a breakaway. No, I understand that. Like,
Make the save, man.
make the save.
The same thing I said about Georgiev in game 1 of round 1.
Yeah, 100%.
Georgiev got beat by Adam Lowry. Jake Ottinger just got lit on fire by Miles Wood, man.
Yeah.
That's not Nathan McKinnon torching you. And not that Miles Wood isn't a good player,
No,
but
we love him.
Had 9 goals in the regular season.
Yeah.
That's 4 in the playoffs.
I'm telling you, he's
we
getting
love
10, man. I'm telling you.
3 in the playoffs, sorry.
He's getting 10. It's happening.
But 3, it's times 3 in the playoffs. So he's got 9
So he's
right
at
now.
I like this. This is hockey math. Playoff
Yes.
math.
Playoff math.
Yeah.
Look, this game, yes, we don't think the Avs were actually that bad in the first period, outside of some
not at
major
all.
errors.
I mean, the handing over the penalties and the lack of discipline is the problem.
There was some
100%.
extremely stupid stuff. for
Everything
sure.
at 5v5 is good. It's fine.
Hey, forget about how the first goal goes in. The top line looks absolutely pitiful in that play. It's awful. They're losing coverage. No Walker's like, my God, do I have to go all the way up to the blue line?
Yeah,
And you can
he
tell
didn't
he's
know
like,
what to do. Yeah.
you're in no man's land. And Max in the corner's got his head
Shoulder
down.
checks
like,
twice.
God.
Walker does
It's
because he's like,
So, yeah, I mean-
are you sure it's me?
Of course, you always go back 10, 20 seconds before a goal. That's where the mistakes are.
Yep.
So, I mean, that doesn't excuse them. They were awful.
And
I'm talking about the first line, like Mikko's penalty.
Look,
they weren't good in the first.
I think you can take a look at most of the defensive shifts from your first line tonight and say, this isn't great. I don't love this.
Yeah.
But you look at them in the other end and you're like, well, shit, they're pretty good.
Absolutely.
Well, and
exactly.
Look, they give you 3 points. You know?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Two of them are on the power play, and
That's
the
okay.
third
I don't
one's-
care how you get them. You
Yeah,
get
straight
them.
up. Like, we're talking about, hey, the Avs opened up the door for the Stars in the first period for that three goal lead. Stars walked through it. The Stars opened up the door for the Avs to come back with
They
a couple
walked
of
through
power
it.
plays
Yep.
for Colorado. Dallas had to know they were going to have to kill penalties. They did not.
And go back to that PK in the second period.
Yeah.
I don't believe
They
Dallas
made it
has a shot.
3-2 in that PK.
I don't
the Avs
believe
were
Dallas has a freaking
locked
shot.
in on. Yep.
That was a great PK there. Awesome.
Yep.
Those
It
are
was
little
super
plays
solid.
in the game, like that was a big 2 minutes right there.
Yep. I don't want to live in fantasy land too much because the game was what it was. The Avs won it. With that being said, the Avs also hit 3 posts tonight.
Absolutely.
That top line could have had 5 goals tonight pretty easily.
Yeah, and it's a game that, again, we're looking at their defensive play and we're saying don't love it. But in the offensive zone, I'm sorry, but no issues.
Yep. Same.
Mikko, an adventure, but Mikko Rantanen nearly had a highlight reel goal.
Yep.
In the third period that would have given them a 4-3 lead.
Hit the bar and goes straight down and out. Like,
Yeah.
I could have easily won that game in regulation. I mean, let's not kid us. They played good hockey.
Yep.
Besides the self-inflicted wounds of the first, like we talked about, that hurt them on the scoreboard. The rest of the game, they played a very good hockey game, the Avalanche. And again, I'm not down. We're talking about the Avalanche, not the Stars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stars were, I think, they look tired to me. I think they'll be better next game. They looked,
I think so,
they were
too.
just
I
an
think so, too.
emotional, high Game 7 win at home, but they probably went to bed at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. It is what it is. Just like we're going to go tonight, just like they're going to go to bed tonight. It's very nerve-wracking. And, I mean, Enrique just said, I'm going to go home, but I can't sleep, right?
Yeah,
But it's normal. Like, it's normal for those guys and coaches, and which, again, you'll see, I think both teams will be even better in game 2. You know what I mean? That's just my thoughts.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see the rust from the Avs, and I agree.
And I think
I
you'll
don't
see
think
a
you'll
better
see a Dallas team
star.
that kind
Yeah.
of slows down as the game
I
goes
think
on.
Dallas
Yeah.
was like, okay, we took our 3-0 lead, and we're just going to play, a little sit back or turtle or whatever. I mean, maybe not even on purpose at times. Sometimes it's just the way it is, nature of the beast. And you retrieve, and you don't chase much, and that's why you don't create anything. You don't pin the Avs like they did in overtime. Now all of a sudden they were playing better, right? Second and third, I thought, sitting on their heels, and we got our lead. We'll be all right. Let's try to close this out, which you
They
can't
were
do
not
that
all
against
right.
the Avs. Yeah.
Well, in 40 minutes, you're going to sit back and let the
That's a
highest scoring
long
team
time,
just
dude.
come at you? The guy that might win the MVP this year, you're just going to be like, meh.
Hey, look, we said the Avs
We're
were
going to defend.
We said the Avs were going to keep scoring 5 goals a game, but they scored 4. They still pretty dangerous offensively. We'll put it that way. I thought this game was interesting because at the end of the day, and we'll get through specifics in a little bit, but I kind of want to go through line by line, pair by pair really quickly here. Because on the most part, your top line did what they had to do tonight. Second line wasn't great. Did not really give you a whole lot offensively tonight. You felt a little shaky with pucks at times. Is that where are you at with the second line? Is that they'll shake it off, they'll be better next game, or does something need to be worked on specifically?
I mean, I'll jump in first. I think they'll be better. I mean, I do think they have been good.
Yeah, for sure.
Casey Middlestad's been good. There was a couple times tonight where,
There was some good.
like AJ said, he made a couple good defensive
He also
plays.
made some bad
but
ones.
Like we want him to go on the other side because he's so good offensively. So I do believe he's been outstanding in these playoffs. Tonight he was average,
Yep.
right? And maybe average at best, right? I'm being nice just because he gets a freebie because he's so good and so clutch. But yeah, they were a little bit off. And again, I think guys, here's what I'll say. The top line, like Mack and those guys, like they can shake the rust off a little easier. Mack and Mikko and those guys, they can shake it off a little easier because they do get
I'll grab it.
they get the good ice, like I always tell you about, and they get to touch the puck a little more, and they get to feel the game a little bit, to get themselves into a game on a power play or whatever it is. So I think those guys didn't. The rush showed a little bit for that line, and I do believe, you know what, it's all good. They're gonna go to bed tonight, up 1-0 on the road. They'll have a 5-minute practice tomorrow, or just a meeting or whatever it is, and then get themselves ready for next game. And I do expect that line to be a lot better come the second game there in Dallas Tuesday night.
Yep.
This is a crazy stat. Dallas has lost 6 straight game ones.
That's impressive.
Yeah, they've won an awful lot of playoff series for that to be happening. That's wild.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, going back to Middlestat real quick, just because I do have thoughts on him in particular.
Sure.
I'm not surprised that Zach Parise is a little overmatched in that role. I mean,
that's a placeholder for Jonathan Drouin.
He was a very brief revelation against Winnipeg, but you could see that
even both goals he scored in that series was like, wow, he barely scored those.
Yeah, and one of them comes in with the fourth line on the ice.
True.
So, the defensive play from Middlestat is where I walk out of this game feeling really good.
Okay.
For all the things where I was frustrated from Casey Middlestat in the offensive zone,
dude wasn't
felt
giving
like
away
he was pressing
two-on-ones,
it,
yeah.
and he wasn't as patient, and he was not as cerebral as he normally is. I'm good with what he did in the defensive zone. He's really good on the boards.
For sure.
His back checking was excellent. Every mistake that he made in the offensive zone that turned into something the other way, he was the guy that got back and broke it up.
Yep.
Great work by him defensively. And yeah, he's your 2C. You need him to produce. You need that line to be offensively dangerous. But if they're going to go out there and just lock it down defensively, there's a reality here. Right now, Colorado's 2 checking lines are not lines that you super duper trust defensively.
Yeah.
And with Arturi Lehkonen, and if Casey Middlestat continues to prove he's kind of that guy that can handle tough defensive assignments,
matchups a little bit,
you start getting more and more comfortable. And then the question, when Jonathan Drouin, if he does return to the lineup during the series, do you put Nichushkin out there and you really have a good defensive matchup line, or what do you do with Drouin? Becomes a problem for later.
Yeah.
But for right now, you start to feel that there is a growing comfort. And when I get home, I'll look into some of these numbers. But there's a growing comfort with Jared Bednar that Casey Middlestat can handle defensive zone draws, defensive zone assignments, high end assignments against teams' top players. It's becoming a really interesting storyline for this team because a lot of this has been, they need Kadri. They need Kadri because of how great he was on that run. Well, Kadri was so great on that run because of what he did offensively. And then they got help elsewhere defensively. Kadri was no defensive ace. But Casey Middlestat right now, through 6 playoff games, has been their defensive ace. And to me, it's really impressive, and that's the side of the ice. I'm really excited to go home and rewatch this because I think when I go through and I dig through some of the video, that is where he's going to continue to shine for me, even if the offense was a little hit or miss.
Yep.
I'll add one more thing to that. I'm going to rewind it back to Parise. I always said I'm a big proponent of a short series because in the long run, it does help you. So I love the fact that they had that short series right away, right?
Yeah.
Now, the break was a bit long, and again, as a coach, he said he didn't like it. You like the rest, but you don't like the pause. I'll go back to Parise here. I think that he was playing some decent hockey against Winnipeg because he was in the groove, and I think a break short term helps him because he is older, and it will help him down the road, you know what I mean? Or long term, sorry. But short term probably hurts him where he looked a little bit tonight like rusty.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think he'll be, again, I'm saying the same thing as I said as a team, but I think you'll see a better Zach Parise game too. You know what I mean? Where, okay, it's hard when you take a day off, man. When you take 6-7 days, without,
And he's 39, so those joints warm up a little slow.
It does,
yeah.
and I'm not making fun of the old guy. I'm saying I think he'll be better because he was pretty good in the first round, and it's every other day, and you're going, and you get in the groove. Now, if you keep going like this for freaking 3-4 weeks without even a break, I think he would run out of gas because of the age and everything.
Yeah.
But so again, long term, the break was good for him short term. Probably a guy that it wasn't good for. You know what I mean? Because again, he doesn't get on the ice for the power plays. He doesn't get on the ice to feel the puck and to feel yourself in the game. So and then it just takes the joints a little longer when you're older. And you saw a little bit of rust there from his game. And again, I do believe he'll be a lot better game 2.
All right. 550 likes. How about a car bomb for 550
Jesus
likes?
Christ,
I'm
what
not
is
doing that.
That's fine. I'll do it.
I don't know what. No, I can't do
That's
that.
all alcohol anyway. Like, literally all.
Thank you for the likes, chat. We appreciate you a ton.
We'll go like that.
I forgot to tap it. Oh, Jesus.
That's a car bomb.
Depth charge.
Danielle Carcillo's car bomb, but whatever.
I don't know. What do you call it in French?
I don't know.
Chat, what do you call a Irish car bomb in French?
Holy shit.
I wouldn't know.
Oh, God, there was a lot in that.
We are brought to you by the official vehicle of DNVR, Toyota. Go get yourself one. Go take a look at your local Front Range Toyota dealerships. Toyota has cars for everyone. Maybe you're an off-roading four-wheel drive truck like Miles Wood, all right? Or maybe you're a little darting Honda Prius like Cale Makar, all right? Either way, whatever it might be, Toyota has a vehicle for you. Over 17 different vehicles with all-wheel drive, which is great here in Colorado, and 16, the most of anyone when it comes to hybrid and electric vehicles. So go check out Toyota's full line from the Tundra all the way down to the Prius and everything else. They've got it all when it comes to Toyota. And right now, you can enter to win with the QR code on screen. You can get yourself some Avalanche playoff tickets thanks to Toyota. Super easy to enter. Like I said, you just have to go to that QR code on screen. All thanks to Toyota, the official vehicle of not just DNVR, but also the official vehicle of the Colorado Avalanche. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores today at a location near you, including AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. The official vehicle of the Colorado Avalanche and the official vehicle of DNVR. Once you've got your Toyota, drive yourself on over to ClutchBet. You can go get with ClutchBet Sportsbook. They offer the most unique promotions and odds boosts on Colorado hometown teams, more than any other sportsbook in the state. For Avs fans specifically, ClutchBet is offering $5 bonus bet for every playoff game the Colorado Avalanche win. To be eligible, all you have to do is place a $25 futures wager on the Avs to win the cup. It was win 5 tonight, so you've already got your money back on that deal with $25 of bonus bets. New ClutchBet players are also eligible to receive a $100 first bet match on up to $250 in bonus bets paid over your first 5 weeks with code DNVR250. So make sure you use that DNVR250 code when you download the ClutchBet Sportsbook app today, and be sure to keep an eye out for other great promotions on offers for not just the Avalanche, but the Nuggets, the Rockies, the Broncos, and more. Of course, you must be 21 or older and located in the state of Colorado. Gamble responsibly and call 1-800-GAMBLER if you or someone you know needs help. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast, and so I don't have to beat around the bush anymore.
I just want to follow up real quick.
Go for it if you have numbers or whatever, yeah.
The thing I said I was going to look at later, but I just looked at real quick. Casey Middlestat in the defensive zone was 3 of 6 on faceoffs. So he's a 50% faceoff guy.
Fine.
Yeah, it's fine. He won both of them against Wyatt Johnston. He went 1 of 3 against Rupe Hansen, went 0 of 1 against Jamie Benn. So that's, beating up on the kid a little bit. Great. Good work. 1 of 3 against Rupe, not great. Only 1 against Ben, and Ben is their best faceoff guy. So
you could live with somebody.
Just overpowers them too.
Genuinely, Jamie Benn's like one of the very best faceoff guys in the NHL. So
he can win it in so many ways.
Yeah,
especially against Casey. I'm not saying he's fragile. I'm saying Ben can just overpower in on the draw.
But I know,
unfortunately, that's not going to change anytime soon.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just a fact, right?
Your face-off guy tonight that was an actual problem was Yakov Trenin.
Did he get owned
in the defensive zone? Which I'm sorry, those are the ones I care the most about. That's why I'm looking at them.
Those are the ones that lead to bad.
Yeah, he's 4 of 11.
Yeah, that's not good enough.
Yeah, he wins 4 out of 11. He loses them to everybody. Yeah. Like it's just a bad night for him. And honestly, you want to know where the Stars got fat on the face-off numbers? It's in the neutral zone.
Yeah, I don't care about those.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Anyway, when you get into those a little bit more, Casey
Is this what a
Middlestat.
pro wants?
That is him.
Yeah,
my God.
3 of 6 tonight for Middlestat in the defensive zone. So
Okay. I like it.
Could be worse. Let's stop beating around the bush with some of these guys and get to our 3 stars of the game. Starting off with star number 3, Cale Makar. Now, I think there is a genuine argument that he could have been first star tonight. I understand why he's not.
yeah,
But holy cow, did this guy backpack the Avs in that second period for a minute there. First goal is entirely created by him. He gets his own rebound to get it across to Val.
little bit of luck.
Sure.
On the
There's some sticks in there.
The whiff on the deep.
Totally on purpose move for sure.
Yeah.
But you can get away with some stuff when you're going in on a guy without a stick. So
They also had an opportunity to make a play and didn't.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, but here's what I'll say. Most guys, and I'm not throwing flowers at them because there's no need to. Most guys don't even realize the guy has no stick.
Yeah.
He just does because he sees everything, and that's how good he is. You know what I mean? And then it changes his thought process on what he was about to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, those are superstar plays. Those are super elite, out of this world, world class. I mean, throw it all over there. That's what a guy like that does.
It's not even just that, though. It's the follow-up because he also gets that puck across.
Yep.
To Nichushkin. So
Yeah.
it's not just the deke and then the regather and making the play. He keeps following it up. He outplays everybody on the ice and gets it to Nichushkin on the back door, who gets to shoot it into an empty net again. He's got 8 playoff
must
goals.
be nice. 6 straight games of playoff goals.
Yeah, and what? He's got 8 of those goals. I think 6 of them are him shooting it into empty nets, either on
least
the back
3 of
door
them, yeah.
or a couple literal empty nets. Guys, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Must be nice, bud. Must be nice.
Yeah. So it's such a great play by Makar, and then obviously the goal that he scores to make it 3-2.
Unreal.
That's just classic Cale
He
Makar.
beats Ozo right now. He's the
Yeah.
all-time
Leading
leader and
defenseman
whatever,
playoff goal scorer.
goals.
Great. So now he owns their whole record book already.
He's got every page,
Incredible.
and he's 18. I'm kidding.
So
Looks like he's 12.
he's under 21, according to that one Dallas fan.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So and then he finishes with a goal and 2 assists. 3 points. He's up to 12 points in 6 games.
Pretty silly stuff.
Remember when we were like, oh, he's good. McKinnon doesn't need to win the Hart. He's going for the Conn Smythe. Nope.
Cale
No.
Makar's like, that shit mine.
Yeah, Makar's like, I don't need another Norris. I need a second Conn Smythe. Have that shit, Quinn.
I'd like to know how many D's have 2 Conn Smythes.
Can't be many, man.
There's no way.
Can't be many, yeah.
Lidstrom, maybe.
There aren't many D's that have a Conn Smythe.
That's what I'm saying. Leachy had one that on top of my head. I mean, man, that's a good question.
While we're looking that up, let's get to our star number 2.
Yeah.
The man in net, Alexander Georgiev. Was he amazing tonight? No. Was he amazing in overtime?
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect.
And that's the thing. You got into overtime, and really, like, he gets out of the first period. And from there, every save he needs to make, he makes. Josh Manson bails him out on the 4th one. Great. But after that, Georgiev only has to make a couple of great saves. He makes every one of them. Then you get into overtime, and it's the first time all game that Dallas full on tilts the ice.
Yeah.
Yep.
And right before the Avs won it, we were like, they're going to lose this
owned.
game.
Yeah.
They're getting owned.
Like,
yeah.
They're going to lose this game if this just continues. And the save right before on Tyler Seguin, yeah, that's a really hard finish from Seguin. He's right-handed. He's moving away from the net.
That's not a great
He has
shot. But
no leverage whatsoever, and that's a really hard finich for him. Georgiev makes the save. Whatever, he makes the save,
Absolutely.
and then his team goes down the ice and wins it for him. But that's why it's a team, right? They had to pick Georgiev up a little bit after the first, not even pretending like that was all him or anything. No. But they had to pick him up a little bit. And then Georgiev picks them up in overtime.
Yep.
Gets him to that finish line, gets him so that the team in front of him can make the one play necessary.
Yep.
And we always talk, you got to be one save better.
That's it.
Jake Ottinger faced one real scary scoring chance in overtime, and he can't make the save.
Hey.
I don't give a shit if it's a breakaway. It could be breakaway against God himself. It's a playoff overtime. You got to make the save.
Yep.
And that wasn't God. It's Miles Wood. So you got to make the save, man. And Georgiev makes the save on Sagan. Ottinger doesn't. Excellent. Excellent.
Here's what I'll say. If you can make the key saves at the right time like you did, awesome. You know what I mean? Like, awesome. I'll live with it.
Yeah.
And then if you can be better than the guy across the street from you, you know what? Even with his 880 tonight, he's better than the guy across from him.
Yep.
I got no problem with that.
Shout out Eric in the Toyota chat. Only one defenseman has ever won 2 Conn Smythes, and you can guess who it is.
Is it Lindstrom?
No.
Bobby Orr. Yeah, Bobby Orr. Sorry, yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but that was a good I mean, but this guy's going to do it. He's going to do it.
we got a long way to go.
And again, back then, no offense to Bobby, I'm saying there was only, 6 to 12 teams, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so.
It's different time.
So this is easier. I mean, I'm from Montreal. Trust me, we have 23. Not a big deal. I mean, who's asking? But
Nobody.
okay, sorry. I just kind of mentioned it.
We also have Georgiev's interview after the game here, so let's hear from the second star himself.
Okay, it looked like Manson knocked it out of the air.
Yeah.
We'll have to see it.
Yeah, sweet. I'll check that and thank him.
I'm sure he was asking you about that, but the saves in overtime, right? 2 on Sagan, 1 on Johnston. Just take me through that sequence.
Yeah, the one we talked about on Sagan, the guy came wrapped around and made a quick backdoor pass, and I just tried to make a stretch there and get my leg, and tried to pick it up and managed to get my glove on it. And the other one, which one was that?
I don't know. There were 2 on Sagan, 1 on Johnston, but that's okay.
Yeah.
When you're down 3-0, but you got the team in front of you that you have, like, you still feel we're in this game, we're in any game.
Yeah, we had some experience winning big comebacks, and you try to play full 60. Try not to think about the past and keep to the game plan. Play full 60, see what happens, and the guys scored big goals at the right times, and overall found a way to win. That's huge for us.
Coach had said that you guys were antsy, obviously, for having so much time off, and that first period, did it take you a little bit of time to kind of get in your rhythm because coming out a little anxious, or did you feel like you were in your groove as soon as you got on the ice?
No, I felt pretty okay there. Can't say much.
How did you guys land on Billie Jean as a locker room win song?
I don't know. Maybe sometime we got a big win and stuck with it. I'm not really sure.
Do you enjoy hearing it on the road here for game 1?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Alex.
Georgie. You got it.
So, chat, you didn't hear this, but we were talking while Georgiev's interview was playing, and it came up again. Just a fact of Georgiev's game. He struggles with shots from distance.
Yeah.
We're not going to argue about it. He just does. If you go look up his stats, he struggles with them. A couple of years ago, I forget who was talking about it, but people were talking about Tampa Bay. And someone who worked for them said, hey, when we went out and got Andrei Vasilevsky, we looked at our analytics and we said he was below average at picking up shots from the point. So we changed our entire defensive structure to limit those shots specifically and give Vasilevsky the best opportunity to succeed. When you look at Colorado giving up 16 shots in a playoff game, it's a pretty good job, man.
I thought they were in the shooting lanes tonight. Not tonight. The last 6 games. They're in the shooting lanes. The details, for the most part, were there. They lacked a little bit of details on their lost draws on the power play and stuff like that. But I thought defensively, you're right. They did do a good job. Forcing the Dallas D's, for example, to shoot it down the boards instead of shooting it through. Because, again, I always tell kids, especially in youth hockey, if you're in the right spot, they're not going to shoot because they're going to hit you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So if you're in the wrong spot and your details are off by 6-7 inches, the puck's going to get through. Yep. And it's tough for goaltenders. So I agree with what you said there. And I think on the flip side of things, then maybe Dallas is like, you know what? We're going to throw way more from the outside. Again, I don't think any of their coaches are listening to our pod, but don't tell them.
In case anybody was curious, at even strength through 3 periods, not counting overtime, 10 shots on goal for the Stars. Through 3 periods.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
Can't play much better defense than
Right.
that.
So it's like they changed their defensive system to be like,
really good.
We just won't give up shots.
I mean, you hear all year long. You hear all year long from
Yeah.
Bednar, right?
Yep.
Check, and there's a way to do it. And then you're Mikko all the time talking about it. Like, you need to check, and you want to win 4 rounds, you need to check it.
I don't think
How's it
there's any
checking
doubt
really
that Mikko
well?
knows how to do it. It's just a matter of getting the engine revved up in order to do it.
God bless him.
Number 1 star, the game-winning goal master himself, Miles Wood's first ever NHL overtime goal, by the way, regulation or playoffs.
Really?
I imagine he doesn't get much run in regulation,
That's
regular
true.
season
3-on-3.
overtime.
You know, in 3v3, I could understand it, though.
I know.
Because
Someone
like,
just let him wind it up.
seriously,
Yeah.
like, you get possession of it, you just throw it up in the air over the defense,
Just
and
let
him
him go.
skate under it.
I would give it to him. I mean,
Like, he's horrible defensively, but
yeah, but then again, you look, he's played with Jack Hughes and McKinnon, and you know what I mean? So it's like,
You're not putting him out right
Right,
with
I
those
mean-
guys. But the story of Miles Wood, and this continues to be a bit of a through line for the Avs in these playoffs, is redemption. One of the guys who takes a stupid penalty for Colorado in this game. We were sitting on the watch line. All of us are saying Miles Wood owes the Avs one. Guess what?
that was the big kill, right?
Yeah, it was the
That was the
second
big kill.
period
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
Miles Wood gets it back, man.
I love it.
It took 8 minutes into the extra frame, but he gets it back.
yeah. Well, and God, how I spent the entire third period. Miles Wood owes him one.
you were
Miles
on
Wood
him.
owes him
You were
one.
on him hard, buddy.
Well, he played so poorly.
He did.
And we didn't pick him for OT. God,
I mean, I didn't pick an Av because that's just my shtick.
that's
It
fine.
is
But I
his
kept
thing,
saying
yeah.
Miles Wood owes him one. So that's as close as I will get to picking an Av. I'm taking credit for it. You're welcome.
Give it to him.
You're welcome.
Send him a Whataburger.
No, don't do that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That guy that asked if I need money, yes. Venmo me. You think I look like a hobo? Great. Venmo me. I'll go and buy a new wardrobe tomorrow. I'll get well, I'm not shaving my beard. It's the playoffs.
Yeah,
Grow up.
that's not happening.
So, but yeah,
Grow up.
I absolutely, I need money. Great. Please help me.
If you're offering, super
Yeah.
chat button's right there, buddy.
Thank you. It's so generous.
And look, this is overtime going down 3-0. Not the recipe for Colorado, probably going forward. But what is the recipe? Your stars produce to the level that you expect stars to produce, and you get one out of your depth. The Avs are a real tough team to beat.
Well,
when
and
those
your
teams-
power
and
play,
then the
right?
overtime goal, because we're still talking about Miles Wood as first star here. Who does he make the play against?
Miro Heiskanen.
It's
He
Miro
lights him
Heiskanen.
on fire.
He torches Miro Heiskanen.
Yep.
We haven't gotten into this yet. I assume we would get
We
into
will.
the
We
third
will.
period.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of torched Miro Heiskanen in this game, but he torches Miro Heiskanen and beats Jake Ottinger. Those are the two guys that you look at coming into this series, and you're like, Miro Heiskanen is the shit. He was awesome this year. I've said that he deserved a Norris.
Finalist.
He, certainly more than Roman Josi in my eyes. And he gets lit on fire by Miles Wood. Miles Wood's just really fast. That's a great. Sam Girard moves that puck around. Cogs chips it up.
Yep.
And Miles Wood finishes it. Weird box score, given that those guys don't play a lot together. Weird box score, but
Is
one
what it is,
opportunity.
yep.
Yeah,
Great
one
underrated play
opportunity.
by Cogs. That is
Yep.
a great underrated play.
yeah.
Knowing who you're with.
Exactly.
That
You gotta know who
KYP,
you
know
with.
your
Yeah.
personnel.
Absolutely.
You look up, you see Miles Wood, you just throw a buck up there, buddy.
There you go. You know
Yep.
what? It's got a chance. Let him go into a freaking foot race. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's one of the few times in the game that the Avs had speed through the neutral zone. And anytime Miles Wood gets the puck before the blue line, there's always a chance at it,
Yep.
dude.
Oh, buddy.
He's just so fast.
That motor gets up to 100, and here he comes.
Miles Wood drives me crazy for plenty of reasons, but in open ice, I don't know that there are 5 players in the NHL I'm taking over him.
And it's twice that we see him and then Manson the other day. You know what I mean? Like on breakaways, make awesome moves. You know what I mean? Again, forget about the goalie or whatever, but doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like he still did it. You know what I mean?
I mean, they torched Connor Hellebuck, Vezina winner. And they just dropped 4 on Jake Ottinger, a young goalie that everybody really, really, really likes, and whose reputation is carried almost solely by a playoff performance 2 years ago.
that he lost.
That he lost. Great shot.
And again,
by
he was
Johnny
awesome,
Gaudreau.
but he
It was.
did lose.
Yeah, he was great, but
He
it's
hasn't
like
been all that great since then. though.
Yeah, and
not that he's been bad. He's a good goalie.
let's
but-
be like the Avs. We're talking about they limited this, they limited that. The Avs did not pour on tons of shots
It
in
wasn't
this
a
game.
40-shot game. or
Exactly,
anything
and they
crazy.
scored 4.
Yep. It was what, an 850, I think, from
Yeah, that's
Otter on that one.
It wasn't
Something.
good. I don't
Yeah.
know, man. I can't do math. Are you serious?
Anyway, those are our 3 stars of the game from Colorado side of it. Not that there weren't other big pieces. We'll get into some of those in just a second. Before we do, we are brought to you by Coors Light. Look, we were all sitting there panicking in overtime. Let's be real. If you weren't panicking a little bit, you might not be a hockey fan.
I was good.
I'm sure you were, buddy.
Watch that. Go back and watch the watch along. I was
he
good.
was good.
Uh-huh.
That's his best game of the year, I have to admit.
Either way, when you need a beer to chill, reach for a Coors Light. The beer literally made to chill with the Blue Mountains on the can. And you don't have to reach very far. You don't have to go to the store. Get it delivered right to your front door with CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Instacart can pick up your order and send it right to you. So if you're waiting for overtime to start, you don't have to get up and go anywhere. When I chill, Coors Light is the beer that I reached for. You probably saw me drink a few on the watch along because that's the good stuff. Go get yourself some if you don't want to get it delivered directly with CoorsLight.com/DNVR. They are in literally every store in the country. So go get some. Of course, brewed right here in Golden, Colorado. Please party responsibly. Coors Brewing Company. And once you've got a beer in your hand, make sure your house is looking good and taken care of. Give a call, or rather, I guess, go online to redhawkroofing.com. Today, listen to that hawk. What do hawks cry? Do they scream? Is it a chirp?
I don't know.
Yeah, isn't the oh, it's a falcon. Never mind. Go ahead.
Whatever hawks do, Red Hawk Roofing makes sure your roof is looking great. They'll give you a free inspection. It costs you nothing to have them out. They'll get up on your roof. They'll take pictures. They'll show you what's going on up there. Make sure everything is all good. Or if there are problems, they'll let you know. They'll show you what's going on. And the best part to me is if you're a lackadaisical, lazy person that doesn't take care of things that he owns like me, and you don't get the inspection, they have 24/7 service if an emergency does happen. If something does go wrong with your roof, you can get in contact with them at any time. They'll come out, they'll get it patched up, they'll make sure you're all good with your house. RedHawkRoofing.com, go over there, get a hold of them, at least get that free inspection. And they are a local Colorado company, just like us. So help support local.
Love it.
Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
sure. You guys got us over 600 likes.
Christ.
Y'all are crazy. Thank you very
the
much.
playoffs are
chat.
so fun, man. Oh, Jesus.
Linda Cohn is there for AJ.
Also,
Look at
don't
her.
tell anyone, chat, but those aren't alcohol.
What?
Some guy's going to think I'm an alcoholic again.
Yeah, I mean, you look at our beat, dude. We're outside of Bruto over here. Eric and I don't really ever drink anymore, so.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
eat.
not the point. This game, those are your 3 stars, but you also get contributions from Nathan McKinnon.
Huh.
We will once again have
Star.
and you know, McKinnon scores the game tying goal. Obviously, he's involved in a number of things for them on the power play. Let's have this conflicting conversation again though about Mikko Rantanen.
Okay.
We don't have to go too deep into it, but I just want to highlight again. I think we would all agree he didn't play very good tonight.
Yeah.
2 points.
No.
It's the Mikko way.
It's the Mikko way.
Didn't like the penalty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the penalty was
yeah.
certainly the second penalty.
It's classic.
Was bad.
It's classic push and pull with Mikko.
Yep.
Yeah, and like, oh,
The
frustrating.
penalty is incredibly dumb. We never got to see the slash, but I saw it live. and
believe
as soon
you,
as it
it's
was
bad,
called, I
yeah.
was like, he slashed him.
Yep.
And then,
So-
and then the tripping before.
Yeah,
They're
they're both dumb, irresponsible, lazy penalties.
Yeah.
Is undisciplined crap. Him getting 2 assists just makes up for that.
Yep.
He doesn't. There's no positive there. He breaks even. Great. Good for you. Just give us the 2 assists without the 2 penalties, buddy. God, the playoffs are so easy. We just break it down like
We
that.
Just
love
do
'em.
better. Obviously.
I mean, really.
Tough love because we love them.
yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, of course. Well, and the expectations for him are sky high.
He has 11 points in 6 playoff games, and we're like, oh, he could be way better.
You're right. But the thing with Ranson and McKinnon both is we're talking about it, and it's not the production that's the problem.
You're right.
It's
You're
that for their defensive zone play has been not very good. It's why some of their underlying numbers are not very good because they give up a lot as a line, a lot, and a lot of it when you watch it is just silly stuff.
Yep.
It's the first goal. It's the first goal.
Yep.
It's McKinnon and Ranson and
McKinnon's just in La La Land. Yeah.
dicking around with the puck in the corner that leads up to it,
You're right.
and you're like,
Mikko just clean loses that battle in the corner.
you're like, come on, guys! Like it's just, it's frustrating. So, and then the assist on the game tying goal, it just goes off his skate. He gets it, but he doesn't do anything for it. You know, he's standing next to the net. The puck bounces off his skate, and McKinnon finishes up. He cleans it up.
Yep. This will take 2 seconds at the bottom of the Toyota chat here. Thoughts on the embellishment penalty? It should have been a no call both ways. It wasn't a hook. The dive is whatever. There should not have been a penalty.
Just don't call
at
it.
all. Yeah, exactly.
Just don't call it.
I know people are going to ask about that, so got it out of the way. When it comes to the rest of the Avs lineup, look, Val does his job. He finishes the puck. I didn't think he was amazing tonight, but he was good enough. We kind of talked about the rest of the forward core, the D core of this game. Obviously, Cale Makar, amazing at the top of it. You look through the rest of that, Devon Taves did a lot of Devon Taves things tonight, as he usually does.
Yep.
How do you guys feel about Manson and Girard? Because at times it felt great, at times it felt terrifying. It was just a little bit all over the place.
Gerard, I thought, you ask that question, and my answer is, I thought they both did what they do.
Fair enough.
I thought Gerard moved some pucks pretty well, gets an assist on the game-winning goal, and it's nothing special. It's just him in a sequence to start overtime where they couldn't even get hold of the puck and move it around at all.
Yep.
So it's nothing sexy, it's nothing crazy, but it works. He gets an assist on it. I liked Josh Manson. I thought he was an impact
Also,
guy outside of the save that he makes.
Yeah, arguably saved the game.
But I liked him defensively. I thought he was good. Thought he was physical. Thought he was good along the wall. It's never perfect with either guy, but that's why they're a second pairing.
True.
And I think it's such a luxury that you have a pairing with that kind of varied skill set that you can, hey, these guys are rolling. And then when they started to struggle in overtime, they turned to Jack Johnson a little more, who was
Jack Johnson their
good.
best D in overtime?
Like pretty good in
genuinely?
overtime.
Jack bomb.
But you look at the difference between the two teams. Jack Johnson is their safety valve. Okay, we're going to try and get a guy out there for a couple of shifts. And on the other side, Niles Lundqvist plays 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Pete DeBoer purposely played 5D in this game, a game that goes overtime.
Yep.
They are desperate for Yanni Hakanpää to come back and be a contributor in this series. They need him to come back. They might rush him to come back because Pete DeBoer will not trust Lundqvist. And for my money, dumb. Not just
Agreed.
that they don't trust him or anything, but
You're just going to burn your defenseman out.
he's an
Like,
offensively
series.
oriented guy. Dumb. Against a team that
Not the greatest in their own zone,
You need
yeah.
to generate some offense.
Yeah.
And having one of your more natural puck movers next to Heiskanen, he's the other guy. Dumb. I understand his limitations. I understand who he is as a defender. I get it. Dumb.
which you've perfectly, well, I want Eric's thoughts on the defense first, but you've led us to our next point as well.
Well, I'll go back to Manson, like you said. Here's what I'll say. That's why I always say, like, Mack or Mikko, and we're so hard on them because the ceiling, I mean, it's so high, right?
Yep.
And same with Cale, and the expectations are so high. Now, if you're playing against them, against Cale Makar, Devon Taves, and you're again, we said Cogliano, know who you're playing with, right? You flip the puck, you know Woody's there. So as an opposition, you know who you're playing against, trust me. The first thing you do when you step on the ice, you got to be aware of your surroundings. You're looking, and you know exactly what their deep airings are. You know exactly, like, because you don't want to get your head cut off if you're, let's say playing against Braden McNabb between the two blue lines, or you know who you. Oh, I can use
decapitation.
Decapitation.
Well, that's odd tonight.
You know what I mean? Like
That kind of a night.
You're playing against Lunk, whatever his name is. You know what I mean? They're actually. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can go down low, play below the goal line. So when you're playing against Makar, you're on your freaking nerves, right? Because you're just like, oh God, like, you know what I mean? Because you're scared. Now you look up, you see Josh Manson, you're like, oh. No offense to Josh, I'm saying it's just not Makar, so it's a letdown a little bit. So, but what happens with Josh, and then he goes, and he's been so awesome at rushing the puck, even though he's not a rusher, he's a crusher, right? So, but I'm so impressed by him with his ability to have the balls and the capabilities of getting the puck out on his own and rushing and, activate. And even though, that's not the best part of his game. So whenever Josh does that, I love it because he's going to be nasty in front of net and, being what he is. But I love when he steps out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
And the ability's there for the most part to make big plays or big exits.
Well, I want to go back to your point about who's out there and you feel a different way. By the end of this game, did the Avs see Miro Heiskanen come onto the ice and start licking their chops?
Yes.
They kind of smoked him.
They tore him apart.
And that's supposed to be Dallas's best D-man right there.
Yeah. It is their best D-man. And he got rocked.
A lot of times, coaches do, bring up those things. You got the eye in the sky, or you got Brett in the video room, and they relay it to Prater, or I don't know who's got the headset. Is it Ray or Prater? I don't even know. But
Probably Ray.
Information
I think it's Ray.
I think it's Ray. Yeah.
Yeah.
So information is relayed back to them. Stuff that I always tell you guys, different thing from the press box to the TV to the bench. It's 3 different games. So always important to have good communication. But guys themselves on the bench, guys that have been around, they know too, and they'll say stuff they're not going to ask. It's not like you ask the teacher, "Hey, teacher, can I, raise your hand?" Guys will just blurt stuff out. That's where guys are with some experience. I don't know. I'm sure Cogs or those guys. They're so good on the bench because they're like, "Hey, come on now, Heiskanen, he's having a hard time on his back end. Let's just go at him on his back end." You don't need the coach to tell you that, So there's you know what I mean. You said, you feel it too. Hey, we're having their best D. We have him in the corner. He's like a boxer, right? We're just we're pounding him. You know what I mean? So let's just keep doing it. And he's struggling tonight. Let's make him second guess and question his thought process. And I think it's very important coming from the bench. And like you said, those guys are not stupid. You know what I mean? Even though you're sweating and you're in the middle of the game and it's loud, and you can see who's struggling. You can see, Again, I used to always remember guys like in our series against Detroit, very simple, like Lidstrom's like, "Oh yeah, let's dump the puck in Lidstrom's corner. Let's let's go finish him. Let's go make it tough on him." And then the puck was always on our end. We're like, "What the hell?" All of a sudden, we were like, well, "What are we doing? What are we doing here? Let's just dump the puck on the other corner and let the other D go get it, and then we'll have a better forecheck, right?"
How many times did that happen tonight with Cale Makar and the Avs?
That's my point.
They put a puck in there, a guy comes at him, and 2 seconds later, Cale Makar's just skating away.
Because it's human nature. You're like, "Let's make it tough on Makar. We'll put it in this corner." Makar will torch you. Like, he'll walk right out of there untouched. That's just the way it is. Like
there was that one particular sequence tonight.
Remember
where
that one? Where,
he was getting forechecked. He turns around. He dusts that guy. And he turns back around. And all of a sudden, there's 2 forecheckers who have accomplished nothing, and the puck's out of the zone freely. And you're just like, "Yeah, great job."
But the problem is if you put it in the other corner, you got Taze that's very good at
Also a problem.
You try and put it in the corner on Taves, he'll knock it out of the air, send it the other way, and that's the Lidstrom comparison that we always make.
Yeah.
The guy's a menace with the stick.
But it's so funny sometimes on the bench because you're just like, "What are we doing?" You know what I mean? Like, so. Heiskanen was getting torched tonight, yes.
And look, obviously there are things to work on for Colorado. That first period, you got to be better, obviously. But it feels like another game where a lot of guys should come out of this on Colorado's side feeling pretty darn confident in themselves.
But it's amazing because they've done it time and time and again. Again, we say regular season don't matter, but it's still a practice for the dance, right? So this is the big dance, and they feel and they know that they're never out of it, right? They're never out of it. So, and when you have weapons, and you know what the best part is? It's not about yourself feeling good about it and having the confidence. Is you know that the other team shitting their pants too because they know you can do it. Right? Does that make sense? Like, and it's just like, so as soon as you sniff it and you smell it, you smell blood, the Avalanche do it, then they just go right at you.
Well, and to further that point, look at the body language. Val Nichushkin scores the first goal. It's 3-1.
They're not even excited.
Yeah, it's Nichushkin doesn't do anything. He just fist bumps, and it's very much like, get back to work. Makar scores, fist bumps, let's get back to work. McKinnon scores, ties the game.
There's a little jump. There's a little jump.
more excitement there because it ties the game, and then obviously they score the game winner.
Lose your mind when you score
they
an
all
OT
come
winner.
pouring off the bench and woo, 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 woo. But it just consistently looks like a team. And Evan tweeted it out after they beat Winnipeg. They come off the ice and it's very subdued. They're like, "Hey, good job, guys. Good job, guys.
More to do.
It's a team that understands. Yeah, you've won a round.
Great.
And
Great. You have to win 1 to win 2 to win 3 to win 4, but you haven't done shit.
And look, be real with it. A team like Dallas, they just came back from an 0-2 deficit in round 1.
Except they lost both home
Yeah,
games.
they're not going to just go away. So you have to get the job done, as I like to say. Every game you got to go 1-0. Go 1-0 every game.
Even keel. You go back to 0-0, right?
All right. Any other topics we want to touch on before we get to Super Chats?
I think I'm good.
Good.
I mean, I got a lot of writing to do, so, you know.
We
I'm-
probably
Special teams were
roughly
good
up
again.
1 billion Super Chats. Yeah, a fair point. Very quickly.
2 for 2.
Special teams.
And
the
again,
Avs
you
won
get
that
scored
battle.
on 5-on-3. I mean, Jesus,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's the one goal that you give up though on the PK. It's a 5-on-3.
That's what I'm saying. For me,
and
it's like, okay, great.
and the goal that you give up, it's not even like, oh, they pass it around, they embarrass you.
Bouncing nonsense.
He throws a puck near the net and hits a guy's body and just like trickles into the net.
Yep.
You're like, okay.
Gave up a 5-on-3 and you still won the special teams battle 2-1. Like,
Yep.
Come on.
I
It's
like
pretty
it.
good stuff. All right, let's get to the Super Chats here. There's a lot of you.
Jeez.
We probably have to go pretty quick here, but we'll
Yeah.
do our best.
I'll stop talking.
$28 from Ryan, who says, if you wish on a falling star, you get an OT winner from number 28, Miles Wood. Avs win. Thank you very much. Woody showing up in the clutch. $20 from Greg. The count increases to 5 of 16. Game 1 in Dow's barn. Come back after the super struggle bus first period. Feels good. Feels good out here. $5 from Miss Truly. As it turns out, Miles could all along. Let's effing go.
It's a fun bit.
It's a good one.
Love
$2 from Carpe, who says, I called the Wood OT goal. Let's go, Avs. Good call.
He owed him one.
He did. He did. $5 from WB. Eric, what is the over-under on Mikko glove changes? Seriously, does he have 20 pairs back there? Great defensive regroup by the Avs in the second and third.
Oh, no. Guys, Ray Bork used to play with like 3-4 pairs a period. So, because there's a lot of guys that sweat a lot.
I know,
you
I
what
know.
mean? So,
Gross.
yeah, it's gross.
That is that's gross. Just thinking about it.
I'm just saying, it's
I
nothing
know
worse than
Mr.
being
Sweaty
like-
Hands over here, so I don't want to
Yeah,
be too
that's-
offensive, but
Buddy, when it's soaked and you go over and grab me, it's just terrible.
Yeah.
Like, it's just wrong.
It would be tough in a hockey game. Like, I keep a towel next to my keyboard at home
Yeah.
so
Oh,
I can, like, dry my hands off.
Yeah.
this dude keeps it on his lap and he's playing Counter-Strike. Just pull him off. And
Might have to do the Kiefer Sherwood white glove
Oh,
move.
dude, I missed that. That was fun. That was a fun aspect of Kiefer
Yep.
Sherwood.
$10 from the Walrus, who says, got a little skid mark in the first, but Georgiev convinced me to put on a new pair of underwear and start farting.
Gross, dude.
Never trust the fart. Never.
Unger learned Wood comes fast and has a good money shot. Oh my god, dude. Puns for Eric Rudo boobs. These are getting out of control. $10 from Jim, who says Mild Wood plus 2,000 to score an OT. Thank you for your continued coverage, legends. Avs under pressure are cool as a cucumber.
I mean, they were getting rocked in overtime.
They were getting owned.
You make the play.
Yep.
That's all you need.
$2 from the Schick, who says vibes, dab. $2 from Wilson, who says, Wiley Woody wondrously wills us to a win. Very nice.
Well said.
$5 from Dan, who says, KO Makar bomb. Because it's car bomb. You get it?
Yeah.
Get it?
I like it. I appreciate it.
It's good.
I have no personality, but I appreciate it.
$5 from Pete, who says Dallas found out the Avs wood is a mile long. Also, can't say enough. I hate the Stars broadcast angle.
It's so bad.
It's not great. It's not great. $2 from Jonah, who says, I love seeing Duchesne lose to his old team. Now 0-5 in the playoffs against the Avs, I think.
Yep.
$5 more from the Schick, who says, I'm the only one who remembers last time at 42 made a game-changing save in round 2. Let's go, boys. Salute. That other one was a lot more impressive than the one he made tonight. He made like a butterfly save on that other round 2 save.
Still don't know what Jordan Kyrou was waiting for.
Yeah. $20 from Matt, who says, it's awesome to be an Avs fan. We are sweating an OT win with a depleted roster. Put Kiviranta and Druin back in the lineup and things fall back into place. If not, though, why not try Kovalenko again? Love you, boys. The Avs are likely to get guys back, but honestly, I don't even think their lineup felt that depleted in this game. Really.
Not at all, man. Chris Wagner was fine.
Yeah, it just felt like a rusty first period, and then some bounces didn't go their way, and then they got it back together.
Yeah. They gave up 0 high danger chances at 5v5 through 2 periods.
It's outrageous.
I mean, come on. What are we talking about here?
$2 more from Jonah, who says, special teams, special plays, special players.
What's up, brother?
$10 from Dookie Shoes, who says, go Avs go, love DNVR. And then we have a couple that were sent before the podcast that we can't put up, but I will read them for you. $10 from James says, I love you guys. I scared my dogs screaming. Brooke was right. It was worth it to stay up. 1 a.m. Eastern. Love AJ. $2 from Aaron, who says, I switched jerseys. Believe.
Did that one guy switch his underwear though?
I think that was him.
Perfect.
Maybe it's the same guy as last week. No.
Maybe. And then $2 from Trevor, who says, see how that OT goal was scored? Speed through the neutral zone. Vegas didn't give him a whole lot of that, did they? Colorado, a different team.
Yeah. Miro Haskinen's like, Mark Stone doesn't skate like that. What the hell was
what
that?
is this? We are going to wrap this up, but we are going to leave you guys with Jared Bednar's post-game presser here. Oh, am I dumb? All right. Before we leave you with Jared Bednar's presser, I'm going to read the correct thing. Oh, yeah, those did change. My bad. I'm going to leave you with Illegal Pete's. Delicious. Eric made the queso joke earlier. He was talking about Illegal Pete's queso because it's really, really good.
Stop talking about food. I'm so hungry.
Yeah, deal with it, buddy. Illegal Pete's Delicious Burritos, happy hour from 3 to 8 p.m. A great place to go get a margarita. Also a great place to pregame before you come to the DNVR bar for an Avalanche game. Get down here. There's an Illegal Pete's just a couple blocks down the road. You can get your food there. You can come to the bar. You can enjoy an OT win for the Avs. Go check out one of their 14 different locations. Their newest one just opened in Wheat Ridge. Or maybe it was Colorado Springs. I forget. They have a location in both. Go check them out. And then finally, brought to you by Infinity Park in Glendale. Great place to go spend a day trip. Just an awesome venue to go hang out at. They have things like an arcade and all sorts of stuff to do. They also host the American Raptors rugby team. If you want to go catch a rugby game, just $10 tickets, and kids 12 and under get in free. So go to AmericanRaptors.com, get your tickets today, and go check out the park. All right. We will now play you Jared Bednar's presser, and that will be it for us. So we will talk to you on tomorrow's show.
Deficits, did that help you tonight to do that?
No, I don't think so. I just think, it took us a little while to get to our game tonight. They capitalized on their chances in the first period. And, we capitalized on some opportunities in the second and third. And They came out again in overtime and put it on us, but I thought Gorgie made some great saves throughout the course of the game. We limited some scoring chances through the middle portion of the game pretty well, but a couple of chances we gave up were good ones. So, I kind of say this all the time, like, I didn't hate, I didn't like the chances we gave up. There wasn't a bunch of them. I thought it was pretty tight checking for both teams for the most part of the game, but again, they capitalized on some early, and we got the better of them, taking care of our chances in the middle portion of the game. It's part of it. Tell our guys all the time, it's the only score that matters is one at the end of the night. You got to play the full 60 and sometimes more.
Jesse, then Pierre.
Coach, you just said that it took you guys a little bit to get to your game. By the numbers, it maybe didn't say that it should have been 3-0 after the first. I guess, what was your guys' message in between, and then when did you feel that the time really started to shift for you guys?
Well, there was some things we needed to do better. First, we addressed that. We were disorganized on the D zone arrival. On the first goal, we were running around all over the place. The point's open, no one's going, and multiple guys are going. There was guys open all over the place. They executed through it and then shot it through the screen. So that's on us. Quick face-off play hits our guy to flag. I think Gorgie's probably making that save. I didn't love the shooting lane we had there, but then it hit Kale's stick and changes direction, goes over him. There's no real chance. They make a play, they got a bounce, they won the draw. It was well executed on their part, and they get a bounce off it. And we got some bounces too. We had some good opportunities. We hit a few posts. I felt like the game started to come for us a little late in the first, and then second period we kind of started doing a little bit more of what we would like to see and simplifying our game a little bit. And they were more competitive in the first period, and our lack of discipline didn't help, right? So you're killing penalties the whole time. You got a 5-on-3 after they already take the lead. It's kind of putting you on your heels, but we rebounded nicely in the second period and started to get ready to go.
Pierre.
Hey Jared, can we get your view of the overtime goal? Miles Wood, bottom six winger. He's always been a great skater.
Yeah.
Not known perhaps for that type of goal, but your view of what he delivered there.
Well, we were spending some time in our zone in overtime. We got caught out there tired multiple times in overtime, and guys just looking to get rid of the puck. Like we lacked some poise coming out of our zone when tired, right? And they kept quick up in it, and we had some stretches like that in the second period, and we're hoping to try and do it again in the overtime, and they kind of did it to us. So we were scrambling around a little bit in D zone coverage, defending hard, and but good poise. Like that was a fresher line that was out there. It was good poise. Cogliano goes in and helps make the defensive play to get the puck back, and instead of just turning and firing it or giving it back to him in the neutral zone, he gets his eyes up, and Wood was fresh and went slashing through their D, and Cogs made a nice play to get it to him. And when Woody gets going like that, he's hard to stop. He's fast and he's powerful, and he just took it to the house. Great skill play. He got a similar goal that he got lucky on here during the regular season, actually. I think he missed that exact same play, and it went in 5-hole. But it's such a tight game, and it's a game of mistakes, but it's also capitalizing on your opportunities, and someone's got to do it if you're going to win. And it happened to be Woody tonight, so I thought he did a great job staying with that puck and driving it hard to the net and hoping for something good to happen.
To follow up on Miles, this team signed him to a long-term contract in the summer. How much growth have you seen out of him just in this one season, and how much more do you think he can grow as a player?
Yeah, I think there's more for sure. But he's made good strides, you get a player from another organization, the role's different, the coaching's different, the team plays to a different identity. We want him to play to his strengths, but also sort of meet our identity and continue to grow and take the next steps. And we've seen a lot of growth out of a lot of our guys, some that have been with us, some that have come in. Like we're always trying to, that's what you're trying to get out of everyone in your team. Like once they establish something that's part of their game and they're consistent with, you're trying to like keep adding to it, and it's a two-way street. It's from the coaches and skills coaches, strength coaches, everyone trying to get them to make, you know, incremental improvements, and then it's also on the player to want to learn and try to take the next steps and become a better, well-rounded player, both on the offensive side and defensive side. And guys that are rock solid defensively, you're trying to get them to add to their game on the offensive side and vice versa. So, but I think we've seen significant growth out of Miles, and like if you remember when he first came to us, he didn't even penalty kill. Now he's out there all the time, and he's found a really good role there. So it's extra minutes for him. Again, that's what I'm kind of talking about. The role can change for a player, and they have to be able to adapt if they want to stay in the league and be productive, and he's done that.
Sean. Jared, you talked about Gordy's ability, good or bad, to stay in the moment and stay in the process. You talk about individually some of those saves, the last 5 minutes of regulation, and then through the OT as you were trying to get yourself started up the other way.
Yeah, well, I mean, and it wasn't just those. There was, you know, we didn't give up a lot of scoring chances in the second and third, but we gave up a couple A chances that I looked at. We, you know, off the rush late in the period, third period, I think it was. They get a really good chance with Hintz coming through there. Like we made some mistakes, but he stayed with the puck, and he looked really athletic on a couple of the saves that may have taken some funny bounces or plays they made side to side down low in the zone. I mean, they're huge. Every save you can make that's a or B chance, like a good quality chance, it's well executed by Dallas. I mean, you got to take it, you know, and maybe a little bad luck from him on the first few goals. First one, he didn't see it. You know, I've kind of gone through those, but he certainly stepped up as the game went on, and we've seen that from him here in these playoffs.
Last two, Corey, then Colleen.
I think everybody sort of talked in a couple days before the series about how great Dallas is, and this was going to be a step up from the last series. Maybe that second and third period, was that sort of like a proof of concept for your team, that of how you want to play against them?
Yeah, yes. I mean, we certainly have a bunch of things that we can do better than we did tonight, right? But, I mean, if you're surprised that Dallas is a really good team, when you watch them play or pre-scout them or watch their regular season, watch what they did in the first round against a difficult Vegas team, then you're not informed, right? This is a very good hockey team. I think I said this in the first round, you can pick 16 teams, and, you know, if they play the way they can and consistently enough, then they have a chance to win. And when you get down to 8, it's certainly the case. I mean, you're watching the series go on around the league, you're impressed by every team and what they do for stretches of the game. It's just being able to do it long enough and hard enough, and Dallas is the same way, we're the same way. Like, if you're fortunate enough to play your best hockey for this 2 weeks and survive in advance, like, I think we got a chance to win, and I think they do, and I think the Oilers do, and I think Van does. So that's just the way it is. But you got to go prove it, and you got to go earn it.
Colin?
You said earlier today that the team was just kind of antsy to get back out there and get on the ice and get going again after a week's rest. Valentin's team comes out, and this is now his goal in every single game, now 6 games in. Was that just kind of did they just need to settle down a little bit kind of after that first period?
I think we needed to ramp up, not settle down. That was an intense hockey game, and we got caught watching a few times. Like, I don't want to say lazy, but the work ethic and intensity and commitment that you need wasn't there early. So we're giving up chances, we're taking penalties, reaching, tripping, we're not using our legs to skate and check. You know, like we had lapses or momentary lapses in our game that put us on our heels, and you can't rest on the ice in the NHL in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Not against a team like Dallas, right? I mean, we were doing some resting out there. We were watching other guys work, and it's got to be. It wasn't fluid. The work wasn't fluid enough from as a group of 5 is what it needed to be, and it got there. And then we still got another step we can take. I'm sure of it.
Thanks, Jared.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll have Miles Wood and Cale Makar.
We all silly like the mayor.